Which of the Spice Girls do you think is the hottest?
Now or then?
Both.
Uh, I think. Well, then I was a teenager, so I think you got to go with Baby Spice. But now I think Victoria, like Victoria Beckham, right? What about you?
Um, I feel like Sporty Spice.
Yeah.
She was always wild. Baby
Mm,
Spice was a good one. I think
yeah.
she was. I don't. I'm not a big pigtails person, so like
Mm.
it depended on their haircuts.
Oh, that's what did it.
Oh yeah. I
Mm.
mean, Baby Spice was all about the pigtails, so like.
Yeah. Good one.
Welcome to
Good
Who
one.
Put This On, Season 9, Episode 20, where we watch Power Moves brought to you by Shaquille O'Neal. And
Yeah.
I go viral every day. I'm Chris Lorenz.
You don't know who I am, okay? Watch this. This is a no singer.
I was like, who are you?
Yeah, I was just so focused on my quip, I forgot who I was.
Those are all quotes from this week's show.
Mm.
But last week, we put a poll on Twitter and on YouTube for Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service. And you guys voted a top third show, which
Damn.
we got more votes on YouTube. So way to go, YouTube. Hashtag YouTube, go YouTube.
Mhm.
But combining the votes together,
I'm
top
glad
third
that
show.
they, the fans are finally, following us to the bright side.
Yeah. Noah, what show do we watch this week?
In this candid documentary series, NBA legends Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson work to revive Reebok's legacy and find a rising star to rep the brand. That is Power Moves with Shaquille O'Neal on Netflix.
Yeah. So I agree. This is definitely more of a documentary than it is a reality show.
Yeah.
As the classic definition I like to use is like producers set up this and it wouldn't happen without the producers. Whereas
No,
like I conceivably think Shaq would have tried to do this Reebok thing with there were no cameras ever.
totally. Yeah, it's funny. Netflix, even though they put documentary in the description, under genres, it's both.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's on the line a little bit because clearly Shaq is hamming it up a little bit and doing some bits for
Yeah.
this. So like not all of it he would be doing, but for the vast majority of what's going on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, it was interesting. Like I definitely forgot about Reebok, and it's like I think this really hits. Like if you like Shark Tank and you like Shaq, you probably like this show. Um, it's just fun. Like Shaq is very entertaining, has like some business stuff kind of in it. Um, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun watch. It's a fun.
I'm I don't I agree with you to a point, but like the story like goes nowhere. It does like pretty much nothing, and it's just like short clips of Shaq doing things
Mm,
with minute things happening between scenes, but it's like all like 60 to 90 to 2 minute scenes and non sequiturs between them. It's very weird.
I actually didn't mind. I mean, for an Ep one, I thought
Yeah.
it lays down the story, right? Like,
It's definitely watchable. Like it's definitely like Shaq is an interesting person. This is an interesting thing he's trying to do. But
yeah,
there's not like a timeline, really. Like they try to set a timeline, but they're like, we're in Atlanta, we're in Minneapolis,
yeah.
we're in LA, we're in Atlanta again, we're in Minneapolis. I'm like,
It is definitely not cut to be linear. It's definitely chopped up, yeah, in a little bit of an odd way. I
yeah.
agree with that.
So
Yeah.
like yeah, I the first thing I have written down was Reebok pump shoes. So
Yeah.
back in the 90s they had these pump shoes. I remember them.
Mm.
And I was
Hmm.
like, what the fuck are these pump shoes for?
So
As a
good.
kid, I was always confused by what's going on with these things.
It's amazing. Um, that is a shoe that I think can never go away. The pump shoes, like someone will always be trying to bring that because it's such a fun idea. Yeah, it's incredible.
Is it?
I think so. Who doesn't want pump shoes? It's so cool.
I don't think I've seen pump shoes since the 90s.
I don't know if they come back with them yet, but I feel like it's one of those
I've
things that
seen wheelie shoes more than I've seen pump shoes.
wheelie. Oh yeah, the wheelie shoes. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I didn't recognize the fact that Reebok just kind of disappeared off the planet. Like I thought
yeah,
Reebok was always a thing, but then they got sold to Adidas,
yeah.
and
And then it got
then
sold again.
the Adidas sold them to Shaq's kind of company called Authentic Brands Group. He's the number
Yeah.
two investor in the Authentic Brand Group, according to this show.
Well, he's the number two investor in Reebok, but this
Oh,
authentic brands group, like I'm trying to fully understand the business, but it is nuts. Um,
explain it to me.
so it is a private equity firm. They call themselves a brand management company, and they own so many brands. It is bananas. Like, so they own obviously Reebok. They do a lot of likeness branding. So they sell the likenesses of Shaq to things. Also like Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley. And then they also own like the Sports Illustrated brand, right?
Okay.
They also own um, Juicy Couture, Lucky Jeans. They own like more than 100 different brands. Billabong, Airwalk, Aeropostale, Barney's New York. Like it is a massive list of brands they manage. It is quite impressive. But what is unclear to me, like Barney's New York is still a company. And so I don't know, like, does they own the company Barney's or just like the brand to license things?
I don't know.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, Barney's I guess is just a brand now. So Authentic Brands purchased Barney's intellectual property in 2019, has since licensed the brand to Saks Fifth Avenue. And so Saks has these stores that has a mask on it called Barney's that's owned by this other company. It is nuts. It's nuts.
Do you live in capitalism? This seems very normal.
This is extreme. Uh yeah, this is I've never heard of this and like
You've never heard of anyone buying the rights to brand things?
I have, but I didn't know that it would be chopped up in this way. So like, yeah, I think Barney's New York is a great example. They they own the brand of it, and then Saks does the business, and they just license the brand of Barney's. It's crazy. Yeah, they own
Okay.
Champion, Brooks Brother. It's yeah, they own a lot. Nuts. Yeah,
Okay. All right. Let's get back to the show. So
yeah.
there is a show. There's a scene with Shaq and some guy that
Mm.
is part of the Authentic Brands Group, I guess.
Yeah,
That
Jamie Salter.
talking about the Reebok brand.
Yep. Yeah, and how their interests are aligned, um, because Jamie, the CEO, wants his investment to pay out. He's a top investor, and Shaq is the number two investor, and so they're just trying to make clear how Shaq has a skin in the game. He's not just a spokesperson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and we find out Shaq is the president of Reebok basketball something.
They called it Reebok basketball, but it's also unclear what else Reebok is doing. So like,
Well, there's a
yeah,
Reebok CEO that's in the show, Todd
right,
Krinsky, which
yep,
he tells a story about being in the mailroom 31 years ago,
yeah, that dude seems great.
which if Reebok disappeared forever, what was he doing?
Well, I don't know if they disappeared. I think they just kept getting like new mamas and papas. You know?
I don't think so. If you go to the Wikipedia, it says who like bought them and it only
Yeah.
mentions Authentic Brands Group in
No,
2021.
no. So they went from a private company to a public company to them being acquired. Um, Adidas acquired them in 2005. That's when they stopped being a public company. Then Authentic Brand Group bought them in 2021.
But if
They
he's been
never went
there,
away.
if he's been there through all of this and been like a leader, CEO, like you can't be giving this guy like good credos. Like
It's unclear how long he's been CEO, but I know what you mean. Yeah, we have to find like the CEO history. That's let's look it up later. But yeah, I mean, one thing that was interesting though, they started talking about like the Reebok brand, and it's like it's hard to say like what is their story. Like even for Adidas, like what do they stand for? Like Nike's only one. I feel like just do it. Sports, athletes. Like I don't know what Reebok means beyond like 90s.
means pump shoes.
Maybe. Maybe. Like it's just kind of interesting. It's like there is no story. Like what the hell do you think about with Reebok? I feel like you don't, you know? So you
What
just think
I don't. I mean, Nike has a clear brand. They have a good brand image. Maybe this Authentic Brands Group's just not doing a good job. Like, what is Reebok's brand image? I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know. It's like fun streetwear. Like that's what I think about, but yeah, you can buy pumps today. $160. The shoes look amazing. They look great.
Are you gonna get one?
I don't think I can pull them off at this point in my life, but I'd like to wear them.
Why not? Why can't you pull it off?
It just takes a lot of effort. That's what I mean. Like I think I could wear them, but I just don't put that much effort into like the shoes and keeping them clean and all that stuff.
And pumping
You
them
know,
up. Keep them while you're pumping them. You gotta
they
pump
they
them.
do look amazing. These Pump Omni Zone 2 retro basketball shoes.
Send me
Uh,
the link. Send me the link. Let me look at these things.
yeah, they look incredible. Like they just look awesome. They look awesome. There's a lot of stuff like that. You know, it's like that looks awesome, but it's like, you know, am I going to wear everything to match that? You know, then you got to wear like socks, like those high socks. You know, with it, like I'm not trying to wear high socks.
This is ridiculous what you're saying to me right now.
You wear socks?
I don't wear high socks.
Yeah, you got to wear high socks. They're high tops.
These shoes look fine.
I think they look awesome. They're super cool.
No, disagree.
Mm, mm. I like them. Yeah.
I mean, they're they're whatever. I'm not a sneakerhead. Like I could
Mm.
care less.
Yeah, no, I am not a sneakerhead.
If I'm gonna wear what I want to wear is like outlandish sneakers. I want a
Mm.
peacock with my sneakers.
You want a
That's what I
peacock?
want. I want a peacock with my sneakers. Hashtag.
Mm.
What was that show we watched? Mystery.
Yeah,
Hashtag mystery.
the
Hashtag
game,
the
the game,
game.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is interesting. So you can buy Reebok whey protein. I feel like they might have extended themselves a little too much.
I mean, they just sold the name Reebok. Don't you understand what Authentic Brands Group does? Is
I
they
know.
sell the brand. That's
Like
all they do.
I get why they went there. But man,
It's just like Trump selling cell phones. Like, why is he
funny.
doing that? I
Man,
don't know.
there's so many good videos of people being like, they put that the storage is measured in RAM
Yeah.
on their
The like
website,
camera is like,
measured in batteries.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
All right,
it's a
let's get back to the show. So we got Shaq. He's the president.
yeah, El
He's the
President.
guy on the show. He's got Allen Iverson as his VP
Yeah,
of whatever. So there's like the first kind of scenes you show is Shaq and Allen Iverson show up into this like boardroom, and they all get in a room and they're like, I could have told you the plan they have for these shoes. Like it's the
you just
most
need a
basic
star.
plan ever. It's like get it on a popular player, people will
Yeah,
buy it. Done, done, done. Like no
yeah.
shit, Sherlock.
I know. I feel like they cut that a little too short. Like, there's clearly some people putting a lot of thought into it, and they made it seem like, let's do business, guys. Great. Let's have a 3-minute meeting to do business.
Let's do business. Business. We gotta
Like,
make a great shoe. We gotta get on a star player. Money.
yeah,
How we
let's
make
do
the money.
business. Like, I feel like there's a lot of thinking, and not of course there is, like, in actually making a shoe, and again, maybe just episode one, but I really feel like they did a disservice to the people that are busting their ass putting in the thinking on how to go about this.
Yeah, at some point they have Shaq's like assistant come in because so like Shaq wants to get this player SGA
Yeah,
apparently. uh, what
yeah. That's shit.
SGA, and he's like some sort of MVP caliber player, and he has a deal with Converse, and the Converse deal was, they needed to make a new deal, so they were trying to get SGA, and the assistant was like, "That's not going to work. It's just not going to happen." And Shaq's like, "We got to try.
Gotta try.
We got to try."
Gotta try.
And
Yeah.
he makes a
Shea
big deal.
Gilgius Alexander. Gilgius.
He makes a big. Shaq is like, "I can't believe it didn't happen. What is he doing? You're gonna make him. I'm gonna make him famous." Rah, rah. Like
Right.
the dude told you it wasn't going to happen. Like you can't be
No.
surprised by this.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is weird though. Like, if you're Shaq, like, you are famous enough where you just expect people pick up the phone.
Yeah, it wasn't a sign when none of his people would talk to you, like he
Right.
said that
It
it
is
wasn't
kind
going
of
to
nuts.
happen.
It is nuts. Like, you are Shaq. You are one of the greatest basketball player.
Baseball players of all time.
Baseball, all time. Um, yeah, like, that is nuts.
I mean, like he's got like the thing is, if you're SGA or you're Shaq back in the day, is you got people to deal with this. You don't deal with it.
I
Generally.
know, but that's what he's saying is like his team's not giving him the time of day, and so Shaq's like, man, I'll just call this guy directly, like, and I don't blame him. Like, he's trying to make a buck.
No, for sure. Like
Yeah,
Shaq's trying to hustle,
yeah.
and sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's fine.
I know, but it's so weird because, like, again, he's Shaq. The dude, there's not that
Who
many
can't
people
like
that got Shaq
these
pull.
people are at the same level Shaq was. Shaq's
No,
and has been.
no.
Shaq is a has been.
Shay, whatever this guy's name is, like, he seems very impressive. I'm not trying to like diss this guy. I'm just obviously not like super aware. Um, but like, he is not Shaq. Like, the only people in the NBA right now that could be Shaq is like Steph Curry, LeBron.
But just
Like,
because, like why like just because Shaq calls you, you have to pick up the phone.
I mean,
And
you
it's
don't
not like
have to, but it's like it's probably in your interest. You know?
no, it's not. Shaq's trying to hawk some deal to you.
Yeah, but what other doors does that open, right? Like Shaq's a connected guy. So it's like, hey, Shaq, yeah, I got you here. And then Shaq's like, yeah, I got this deal with Icy Hot. I got this deal over here. I got this deal over there. Like, how many sponsorships do you think Shaq or like doors Shaq has opened?
I don't know. I
Right?
just like the dude's got a Converse deal. He's working on a Converse deal. Like even if
Yeah.
he picks up Shaq's phone, because like at some point this guy knows Shaq's trying to get him on this Reebok deal,
Yeah.
and
I
like
would, I mean, if I'm in this guy's shoes, I at least keep the relationship pretty nice. Hey, man, really nice of you to think about me. Look, on the shoe thing, I got to go here, but would love to work with you. Like, that's a nice spot to leave it, you know? Not picking up the phone.
all right, and then at some point later in the episode, they like uh the what I just had the name in my head. Like we're just talking about him. The
Allen
assistant
Iverson,
guy. No, the assistant guy comes up to Shaq. He's like, "We're gonna have to get some up and comers to wear these shoes." It's
the
like
marketing manager. He's the
the
marketing
he's the assistant dude. Whatever.
He's the marketing manager.
He's the one actually doing shit, and
Yeah,
Shaq's like not doing anything really,
Shaq's a busy guy.
realistically.
He's a busy
Just to
guy.
be clear, Shaq is producing a TV show. This guy is actually trying to get Reebok shoes on the market.
Yeah, Shaq's producing a show. He's an honorary sheriff. He's got his chicken chain. He's got other shows. He's advertising different things.
Have you noticed it's not Shaq's Big Chicken anymore? It's just Big Chicken.
Oh no, I had no idea.
Yeah,
Man.
I live near a Big Chicken, which used to be branded Shaq's Big Chicken, but is now
Wait,
Big
there's
Chicken.
another one? I thought it's just that climate pledge.
No, that's a real chain.
Oh, interesting.
There's
I did not
one
know that.
there's one in North Seattle. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. Dude, Shaquille O'Neal was an early investor in Google. What's going on? Like, he's got to be so rich.
Do you just want to get on your knees? Like, what's going on here?
Dude, I mean, it's just kind of interesting. Like, you would think at some point, he would just chill, enjoy it all. Yeah, he's on the board of directors of Papa John. Like
You
the
think they can
dude's got
fix their pizza?
he's got his fingers in a lot, and he don't need to. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going down a weird hole, but like, eh, this is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. But yeah,
Uh,
the marketing manager says we gotta get up and comers, up and comers.
yeah, because you got to sign them cheap,
Yeah,
and then they get famous, and then the shoes bounce off, and you're not paying them as much. It's like that's how it works. You
yeah,
got to find the deals because you know Adidas and Nike are out there signing the top players because they have the money to invest.
yeah,
Shaq doesn't have the money.
yeah. I was wondering at some point they would talk about rev shares instead of just like throwing money up front, get money on the back end. But I guess they don't want to open themselves up.
And business doesn't go that way. No.
I mean, players are getting. I think the top players are getting rev shares. They're
I
like,
mean, I have to assume that that would probably make sense that they'd get rev shares. But like
yeah. But I
at
mean,
the
I
end
feel
of
like
the
that's how they can
day,
play. You know,
what is the show? Is the show about like the business side of shoes, or is it trying to be Shaq being entertaining?
it's about Shaq making power moves. Name the show. That would be a power move. Be like, hey, you're the best talent out there.
Hey, we get your money on the back end. We'll get your
Get your
money on the
money.
back end. We give you 1% sales on all the shoes.
Yeah,
We get you $1 for every shoe sold. That's a lot
yeah,
of money, buddy.
yeah. I still think even if someone's giving you more money, I don't know, to getting good with Shaquille O'Neal, I don't know. You're like,
I don't know why you think Shaquille O'Neal is like the best person ever.
because he's, to me at least, I think he's defined like a very different post superstar career. Like for being literally one of the best players in sport, bluntly, across any sport, and then basketball to boot. There's very few people that have been as industrious and have connected themselves as well. And so, like, you're connecting with a guy that is so will just open up any other door. Like, you might want to take a little bit of a hit to be part of the circle.
Yeah, but at the expense of his family life's nothing. He ruined his
Shaquille,
family life.
oh Shaquille, I can't imagine he has one. Like, I mean, I'm sure he does to a degree. Like, I don't want to like diss him, but he works so much. He seems to work all the time. It's
Speaking
insane.
of family, Sharif, his son, is in
Yeah.
the show,
Mm.
and he they told this story, and like this is what I don't like about the show is that it's so disjointed. So they bring in Sharif, and they're in like Atlanta, and Shaq's like, "I'm gonna bring you into this Reebok thing,"
Yeah.
not saying what he's gonna do, not
Mm.
saying anything about it. But then they go into this like backstory of like Sharif was like in high school and then went to UCLA and then he had to have open heart surgery at some point.
Yeah.
And then like it's unclear why he didn't make it in the NBA. Like they don't go over that. They say like, "Hey, I'm going to play in Australia," and then Shaq said, "Don't come do
Yep.
this Reebok thing with me." It's like, how is that
Yeah.
going to get you in the NBA?
Yeah. It's a little unclear. Like
Like
the
the story
story
is like
was, yeah.
just not told very well, or
No.
disjointed on purpose because the story sucks. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a little unclear. Like the dude seemed very impressive. The top high school player in California. Like that's no joke, right? Um, yeah, but then he got open heart surgery, like devastating. Um, maybe one day he'll make it. Who knows? Seems like a nice kid.
That's all I got on this episode of television.
Yeah. Let's see. I like that Shaq threw out icy hot. He had to get the little.
Oh, that was pretty good. He like did a dunk and then he was like, "I need some icy hot."
I like that. I was surprised Shaq lives in Atlanta because I don't think he's from it. I mean, he's not from Atlanta. So I was like, how did he end up there? He never played in Atlanta. That was kind of surprising to me.
Are you sure he lives in Atlanta?
Definitely, they made it very clear he was in Atlanta. Very clear.
Yeah, that's interesting because there's no like tax benefits of living in Atlanta.
No,
There's like benefits to maybe filming this show in Atlanta. Maybe this is just at his Atlanta house.
could be. Yeah, maybe that was Atlanta house. But even then, like, there's no business that took place there. That'll go back to shooting in Georgia, right? Georgia gives tax
That's what I'm
credit.
saying.
Yeah.
He's shooting in Georgia because of the tax benefits.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, I wonder how the tax benefit works because, like, as you mentioned, every 3 minutes in a show, he's in a different city as well. So, like, I wonder how that actually breaks down. You know, maybe it's like if 15% of the show is taped there, then you can claim the taxes there. I don't know how that works.
There was a pretty funny scene where like they had like Shaq and Allen Iverson in like some shoe store. They're like,
Yeah.
"We're gonna go shoe shopping." Didn't show any fucking Reebok shoes. Didn't show them go shoe shopping.
No.
But they were wearing these ridiculous president and vice president jackets.
It was great. It was awesome. It was during
No,
All
it
Star
wasn't
Weekend.
awesome.
Well,
Wasn't
I like
awesome.
it was during All Star Weekend, and so they're trying to hype up the Reebok thing again. And I'm talking to this podcast guy, and the podcast guy's like, "Oh, are you gonna make a break on our show?" And he's like, "No." I don't know. They both look pretty upset to be on this podcast, which I found pretty great. That's what I like.
They were on a podcast? I didn't get that.
Yeah, they're doing some podcast with this guy in the shoe store.
Yeah, it was pretty lame segment. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was All Star Weekend. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was about it. Then they say, okay, we can't go for. They lost SGA, so they got to go for the up and coming talent, the up and comers.
I just rather this be a normal documentary, not this like weird reality show documentary.
Mm, hmm.
Like, give me an hour and a half movie about, you know, but because there's no end here. It's like 30 minutes
I
of
mean,
nonsense.
can I give a spoiler?
Sure.
You okay with it? So, like,
Uh,
I'm on the Reebok site right now. They got Angel Reese. They signed her.
yeah,
So,
they did say I have Angel Reese in my notes because I think they mentioned it right at the beginning of the show.
mm, okay, okay.
Because she's a WNBA player.
Yeah, it's like she's one of the stars right now. It's like obviously Caitlin Clark, and I think she's like number 2 or number 3 star. Like she's up there. Ooh, she has a shoe called uh the Shacknosis.
Doesn't she want her own brand, not rely on Shaq's brand?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like the shoes called Reebok X Angel Reese Shacknosis shoes. It's kind of interesting. It's like it seems like the same way there's like the Jumpman brand of Nike. It's like it seems like they're trying to make Shaq like his own thing.
This isn't great for this show. So I go to Reebok.com.
Yeah,
Golf is the top thing.
golf.
Then they've got running. Then they've got Engine A, which I don't know what that is. Kids'
Mm.
shoes, women's classic shoes, then something called Club C. Like basketball's not even in above the fold.
No.
You got
Club
to
C is
scroll
golf.
down
Yeah.
to pretty far to get to basketball. And a
Yep.
woman, I guess it must be a Reese is the like hero image.
Yeah. 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 They just have a lot of product. Like they have a lot of product, and maybe that fits, right? Like maybe the R&D on each one of these is not that much, but like based on how they position the company, it's like we got to go into rebuilding mode. They have a lot of product to be in rebuilding mode. Lots of product.
Yeah. I feel like this Reebok X Angel Reese shoe looks pretty cool. Like that's much better high top to me than
The
their
Shacknosis?
Omni Zone 2 Retro.
No. I like
Not
the
the Shaq one.
oh, the other one. Man, their site is a little janky. Hold on. Um,
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to the Reebok website now to follow along on the podcast.
so not the Shacknosis. Which one? The Premier Road?
I just shared it. Or is that the Shacknosis? It does say Shacknosis shoe.
Yeah. The Shacknosis. It's a good name, the Shacknosis.
It kind of looks like a Target
This is
circle.
a Shacknosis. Yeah. A Shacknosis. Everyone's
Well,
got
it didn't say that on the screen I was on,
Shack.
so I didn't know.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Ooh, she's got a big kid shoe. You get those big kid shoes. Yeah, they're not bad shoes. I mean, they're just like a little pricey, the Reebok stuff. It's like, I don't know. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just,
all shoes are really pricey. I feel like
yeah,
all shoes are way too expensive for what they are.
a lot of them are for sure. Um, yeah, I just, again, like, I'm just kind of wondering, like, what's their story? You know?
You know what? I'm not. Don't care. If I find a Reebok shoe, I'm at the shoe store and I like it, sure. But I don't know. I'm
They
not.
move, yeah, they boldly move forward with authenticity, an irreverent attitude, forward thinking innovations, and a drive to inspire. It's a bunch of air.
All right. Who's the worst human being?
SGA,
No,
you didn't pick up the phone.
absolutely not.
Do you
I don't know. I don't really have a candidate. So
Man,
I
what
guess you
about what about like the cause of Sharice's open heart surgery? Might not be a person, just like something that caused it. Pretty bad.
got any. Let's do some drinking rules.
Drinking.
We're moving on. We're just gonna do some drinking rules. Anytime somebody shoots and shoots a basketball or touches a basketball, take a drink.
Mm, It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. A lot of drinking. Okay. Every time you see someone slam dunk, take a pretty big drink. It's a slam
Why do
dunk.
you gotta use the same thing that there's so much? There's not that much basketball in this show.
Because I was thinking about Shaq breaking the backboard. And I was like, man, yeah.
Anytime you watch a scene and you're like, "What the fuck is going on? What just happened? Did anything just happen in the last scene?"
Mm,
Take a drink.
yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. Every time you see a pair of shoes you'd like to have, um, take a little sip. Just a
Put
little.
$10 away to buy a pair of shoes. Eventually, buy a pair of shoes.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that.
All right, would this show be better as a Quibi or a TikTok?
Maybe.
I'd argue the show is just a vignette of TikToks.
Yeah. Right. I think that's it. Yeah.
It's just a vignette of 2 minute TikToks.
Yeah. And I think that's why. Right. It's yeah. Yeah.
Oh
This
man,
is a TikTok.
Brian could buy one of these shoes. They have them up into size 18.
What is he like? A size 16?
I think he's a size 15 or
Is he
something.
really?
Yeah, he's got some big feet.
I had no idea. I never. I don't know. I never knew that. Hmm.
Why
Hmm.
didn't you know that?
I know. I feel like a bad friend. Man.
All right. What speed do you think Max would have watched this show at?
Yeah. Like I know. I think this is a oneer. As we talked about, it's a series of TikToks. It moves. Um, I feel like also a lot of the speaking is a little hard to hear as well. Like if you're not watching with captions. So yeah, I think this is a oneer. What do you think, Chris?
As a tangent, is I don't like captions. I know
Yeah,
some people just like they like say they turn them on and then leave them on forever. I just like end up reading them and then never like paying attention to the actual show.
exactly. Same. I feel the same way. It's like it's hard to watch the pictures, like the actual like film. Um, and so yeah, like I'm very reticent to have them on. Obviously, it's a foreign film, like make do. I'd rather do subtitles and dubs in most situations.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel you. But we are old school. Like
we're old
capture,
school.
it is like one of the biggest trends right now. Like caption's always on.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out on that.
I know. People trying to read.
Trying to read. No one can read in this country.
We don't need to. We got AI. It solves it.
All right. We do ratings. We do a stack ranking system. Top, middle, bottom, third compared to other reality shows. What do you got for me, Noah?
Yeah. I thought the show was pretty enjoyable. Um, it is like I want to watch more of it. There's again like a lot of good content, but it is a top show. I think it's bottom of the top, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to watch more of it. But I did like it. I think Shaq is just such an enjoyable person to watch. He's super entertaining. So yeah, top, bottom of that top. Christopher.
I'm gonna go with middle. It's fine. It like I don't think anything happened. Shaq's entertaining though,
Mm.
so like watch it if you want. I don't know. It wasn't boring, so it gets middle.
Yeah,
It's
got
middle,
me.
middle. It's just middle.
Middle, middle.
Tell
Ooh.
us what you thought about this show on YouTube or Twitter. Sorry about the late release last week. We recorded late, and then I had some thing I had to do and forgot, so it ended up not getting out last week. It got out this week, so you get 2 episodes in 1 week. Yippee!
Yeah. Woohoo.
Uh, no, any shout outs this week?
Uh, Tires has a new season on Netflix, season 2. It's Shane Gillis's show. Shane Gillis plays a character you just like really don't like, and he plays it very well. Um,
I couldn't get into it. They were like making fun of like women in a really degrading way or something. The first like episode, I'm like, why am I watching this? And then I turn it off.
yeah, it's definitely raunchy. Like, and like Shane's character at points, you're just like, I really don't like you. Which obviously it's like it's written to be as such, but at the same time, it's like also very formulaic sitcom. Um, I don't know. I find it very easy to watch. I think that's what I'll give it, and there's some comedic bits that are pretty solid. So I'll give the tip of the hat. And then Steve Ballmer did an interview with the Acquired podcast, which was excellent. If you're into Microsoft history or Steve Ballmer, I was just surprised that him and Bill Gates didn't get along for a long time. Did not know that.
All right. My
What about
shout out
you?
this week is Killer of Killers. It's a it's a Predator movie, animated Predator movie on Hulu right now.
Hmm.
It's very good. The first like it's like kind of an anthology movie where they tell like 3 or 4 different stories in it. And the
Hmm.
first 2 stories are really good. Really definitely worth watching. So that's my shout out this week. Uh, and then next week we're going to be doing the Snake
On
on
Fox.
Fox. Probably Hulu too, I'd imagine. I don't know. Season 1,
Yeah.
episode 1.
Yeah.
We'll see their take on the mole. I think it's mole-ish.
It does seem mullish. They had Master Saboteurs um, in the show. I like that we have the snake on Fox. I need another animal to like fill it out. I don't know what it's gonna be.
You can find us on facebook.com/who put this on, twitter.com @who put this on. You can find us on YouTube @who put this on. You can email us questions and suggestions at who put this on @gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.